Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan has described recent US-China developments as a positive step, but it is one step of a longer journey. President Trump's trip to Beijing earlier this month is now framed as a constructive relationship of strategic stability. Dr. Balakrishnan was speaking to the media at the end of his 5-day visit to Northeast Asia. Nasyrah Rohim with the details.
During his visit to China earlier in the week, Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan gathers that China is pleased with the outcome of President Trump's visit. As both sides have found a new balance, there will still be pushing and shoving, but the old strategies of containment and exclusion will not work.
So the key point is somehow, one way or the other, sooner or later, the United States and China need to find a modus vivendi. I think these engagements between the two presidents and the fact that they have high regard for one another and the fact that both China and the United States recognize that these are two peer superpowers here to stay for the long term. And neither side can exclude the other completely or even achieve a complete victory over the other.
After visiting North Korea, Dr. Balakrishnan shared that within Pyongyang itself, there is development, new housing and e-commerce.
The other thing which has changed, quite markedly I would say, is their current outright categorical rejection of reunification with the ROK. This seems to be a more recent, hardened position. And I'm sure there are more detailed local domestic reasons for that stand, but nevertheless it is what it is. They do not accept any possibility of reunification.
Another thing that has changed, as observed by Dr. Balakrishnan, is that at this point, North Korea appears not to be keen on any engagement with either the US or South Korea. Instead, it is focusing on building up self-reliance and own military deterrence. When asked if Singapore has a role to play as a neutral channel of communications, Dr. Balakrishnan says Singapore is not putting up its hand in this matter.
For Northeast Asia, in a sense, because Singapore is a small city-state dependent on trade and safe and stable maritime corridors and supply chains, peace in Northeast Asia is of great importance to us. So, for instance, the situation in the Korean Peninsula, stability here does have profound impact if anything goes wrong.
In reference to his recent trips, Dr. Balakrishnan says it is necessary to engage old friends and new partnerships. Even in this digital age, there is no substitute for face-to-face meetings, shaking hands and understanding each other's perspectives.
In South Korea, on the last leg of his visit, Dr. Balakrishnan met his counterpart Cho Hyun. They welcomed the progress in implementing a strategic partnership between both countries and looked forward to negotiations of an upgrade to their free trade agreement concluding. They also agreed on the importance of deepening cooperation between ASEAN and South Korea.